Warning, this video is intended for adult collectors. It contains plastic collectibles, questionable opinions, and a guy that loves his Japanese noisemakers. Incoming random review in 3, 2, 1.
Hello everyone! So, today we have a very special review as requested by one of my patrons. Thank you very much for your support. They wanted to see Botcon 2010 Clench, one of the very few Botcon toys I own because I only ever went to one Botcon. And this is one of the big deal ones from the box set. In fact, it was the core figure from the box set. So, join me. We're going to be taking a look at a former Euro G1 character brought to life. Thank you to FunPub. Can't thank him for much, but I'll thank him for that. So, we have here a very lovely rendition of Universe 2 Onslaught. Back when they tried to redo some of the Combiner leaders as independent figures. So, no other Combaticons in Universe 2, just the big guy. And this time, redecoed to somewhat match the original G1 Obliterator Clench from the UK line. Now, you notice, it's definitely not the same vehicle mode. So this armored APC doesn't match the original Onslaught, certainly doesn't resemble Clench, but, they tried. They tried. I do think in the end it's an appropriate robot, and so I think that kind of saves it. So we'll get into that. But you can see it is done in a very dark shade of blue plastic with little speckles all throughout, little flecks of glitter, which is accurate to the original Clench toy, and a really nice touch that they actually went to the effort to special mix of plastic for this one. As you can see, the deco is very Euro G1. The traditional Decepticon colors of these translucent green is present here. You can see it here in the headlight pieces as well as the top that used to be the siren. I will go ahead and tell you right now, Botcon toys traditionally removed the electronics to make the figures cheaper to produce, and the same is true here. So you will not be hearing any siren effects that the original Onslaught was capable of. It's just a fancy APC. But it's a fancy APC with a lot of interesting color to it. You see more of the neon green there in the back, and the tail lights done with the same translucent green, a little bit of yellow and red here. Something about Funko designs, if you have, or Funko, my God, FunPub. My work is poisoning my brain. But something you will notice about their designs is they don't hold back on the paint. They go very lavish with the decos. In this mode, it's a little bit hard to tell, but they got a lot of little details. The vents over here, the little arrow right here on the side, and they also tamper-graphed in the actual emblem. Here, let me change focus and we'll get a close-up. All right, so the lightning bolt and T-Rex looking design there. Yeah, pretty interesting that they actually reincorporated that. That is a sticker from the original. It's a tamper-graph now, but that is attention to detail. Speaking of, you're also going to see this, which is not quite accurate in the vehicle mode, but once we get to the robot mode, we will see that. Also, the winch in the center looks like it's got copper cabling now, but hey, that's what it do. So, let me put it back. So the playability in the vehicle mode is as such. These bright pink cannon turrets, Euro G1, everybody. The turret itself does rotate. It rotates 180 degrees. Because this originally had electronics in it, it's locked to that so you didn't twist the wires up and break anything. All 6 wheels do roll and meet the ground pretty well, so it's got a very nice roll to it. The back and front wheels are pinned, so they have a really nice smooth motion. You can move the claws down here. These would be the minesweepers on an actual vehicle like this. Give it a little bit more teeth if you prefer. And beyond that, there's no ports or anything to mount a weapon onto. That's kind of before that became a universal thing. He does come with the riot shield that makes up one of his weapons in robot mode, which does mount on the top if you want to give him a slightly more armored from the air look. And just in case you expect an aerobot to drop a bomb on him or anything, or for Ramjet to come crashing into him, one or the other, both are just as likely. But yeah, it's a really solid, really beefy vehicle mode. Of course, it's not a truck, but hey, I think it makes it work. It's still an intimidating vehicle. That's all I'm really asking for. So, to transform, let's get the lights folded up. We'll get the minesweepers folded up too. There's quite a few little panels to unclip and hinge in order to get this guy all the way transformed. I'm going to start by just kind of breaking up some hinges here. Go around to the back, and I can also unflip that. We'll open that up. And we'll start to get the legs into their correct positioning. So on the underside, you're going to see this section here that's going to have to come unclipped as well. And all that separated should start allowing you to rotate everything around correctly. So, did you miss ratchet joints like that? Listen, that's chunky. Oh, it's such a nice ratchet. All right, fold those wheels in, bring this around and peg it back in. It'll peg into the same spot it was in the vehicle mode. Close that up, fold this panel down. That will form a chunk of the foot. I'll fold that out to create the knee guard, and we'll do the same thing on this side to create the other leg. So it's one of the few times you're going to see Onslaught's mold do anything outside of being a combiner. So it was actually interesting when we first got this mold to see how that would actually work out. All right, so his butt panel is going to slide up and out of the way. Fold that up. Give it as much range as possible. Now we go to the upper body. Upper body is not too complicated. Split the halves up here. We're going to rotate those down like so. And then the shoulder pauldrons are going to lift up 90 degrees. From there, the whole chest section comes down from the top of the vehicle mode. Fold that in and clip it into his belly. Fold out the fists like so. Come on. Yeah, hinges on a 12-year-old toy. Just a little bit stuck. Hang on. Bear with me. Talking to Clench, not the audience. There we go. And from there, just make sure that back flap behind his head is out of the way. And that's going to be our transformation into the robot mode. So this is the kind of nice, chunky, solid transformation that I really, really miss. The hollow parts exist so other parts can fold into them in order to create a solid part. You're not going to find gaps all over this toy where it was hollowed out. You're not going to find parts where they try to cut corners. Everything on this toy is solid, chunky, beefy. A very, very powerful form for a Decepticon, and a very solid toy for someone to play with. But yeah, it comes together really, really well. Overall, in the robot mode, the proportions work exceptionally well. He's got a very wide shoulder frame, body tapers toward the middle, so he has this very muscular look to him. Beefy forearms, beefy lower legs. He is a very, very powerful looking robot. This is where I kind of feel like they made the right choice when they picked the mold. Now, it doesn't quite match. Like, we admit, the vehicle mode and the robot mode do not quite match the original Clench. In fact, I can show you that it doesn't match the original Clench. There you go. Are these the two rarest toys I've had in shot at the same time? They might be. But as you can see, they kind of have the same design ideals. Big, wide shoulders, powerful looking frame. In that, the spirit is there. They definitely took plenty of design liberties, but you can see where all the similarities are. In particular, I do think that the head sculpts, very different from each other, but they come across as the same character at least. I'm not sure if I like the wide horns on the 2010 version compared to the upward ones, but enough of it's there. we're already examining this as kind of like an upgrade, modernized take on what Clench is. So I can kind of give I can give a little bit of leeway. What I do like again is attention to detail. The green deco on the front is in roughly the same spot as much as the molds will allow. The pink is retained wherever the pink can be maintained, and then yeah, that blue striping that makes the chest now makes the belly. So they tried, right, like right down to like the bronze grill on the on the front of these shoulder guards becoming the front of his. Spot on. Okay, so it's not quite accurate, but I feel like the spirit is there enough. I can buy this as just like an upgraded or like almost like an IDW style reimagined Clench, if that makes any sense. So once again, let me adjust focus. And now we get a good look at that head sculpt, and it is a very Euro G1 design style. Not only do you have that bronze color that was so prominent on those figures, you've also got the gas mask look that a lot of them also had. You know, there is just a particular look to G2 Decepticons from the UK, and he definitely captures it here. Really, really nice look. You know, again, maybe not entirely accurate to the original head sculpt, but still, it gets the point across, and I actually do like it overall. In this mode, you can definitely tell what I meant by lavish deco. Everything here is exceptionally well painted. That glitter plastic really putting in some work. Midsection here painted in black with the spots of bronze, bright green, and the pink. So it looks like that copper cable moved to his crotch. His crotch might be electric. I'm just pointing that out. We also have that design from the leg, the side of the vehicle has now become a little bit of leg detail, as is the tail lights here. Nice bronze paint covering up the shoulders, like we showed before, and then as much pink on the forearms as they could fit in order to make that match the original as well. And then you also, of course, that pink now frills around the head of Clench. So everything works really, really well. It is weird. Like bright neon pink and green is such an early 90s thing. It's so just like defined there, and the other colors are so dark that it makes it all pop exceptionally well. You know, it just comes across like just really really vibrant in your face. As you can see, fairly clean robot, not a whole lot of junk and kibble hanging off the back or anything. If we look at the articulation level on it, we do have a rotation in the head. We have those nice chunky shoulders, which also have a universal joint in them. Bicep rotation works well, which is going to keep you from having like a bicep curler arm. There is wrist rotation as well, which is really appreciated because, you know, I don't like the gap being visible when the arms are like this. A lot of people are going to leave them displayed with the arm on the side just to avoid that gap. So the wrist rotations are really appreciated here. Nothing in the waist, but we do have universal hips. Ah, that's a beautiful noise. Full 360 in the... Ooh, we have it again. Ah, sounds like I'm cracking celery or my spine, one or the other. But yeah, plenty of ratcheting joints in the knee as well, beyond the 90-degree bend. No ankle tilt. There is a slant to the ankles, so he can stand at a more natural pose, but that is going to be it. If you want a little bit more functionality, well, like I said, the sound effect and lights have been gutted, but he does still get... Ta-da! Okay, so it's not the most impressive little gimmick, but he has a little flip-out gun that he can have. And then, yeah, if we go over to here, I can also... if I can remember how to do this, because it's been a while. You can also clip on his riot shield. We flip that part out of the arm, peg that into place, and boom, riot shield. It's not the most it's not the most versatile accessory since it sticks off to his arm like that. You can get some good defensive poses out of it. I don't know. I've never been a fan of the shield accessory for characters like this because, you know, neither Onslaught nor Clench remind me of someone who's going to hide behind a shield. You know, they seem to be the all-aggression type. But hey, if it gets them close enough to start blasting Autobots in the face, I guess that's kind of what they're going for. So, that is my look at Botcon 2010 Clench. It's a very, very solid figure. You know, the build quality is still well. Mine does have like a little bit of weirdness in the upper chest where the parts are kind of warped. I don't think that's universal. I think I just got unlucky when I picked up my box set. But yeah, tons of universal joints, and most of them have some nice ratcheting to it. Articulation range is good for the time. And yeah, just a really beefy, solid toy. Naturally, this one's going to run you a lot more than, say, a Universe 2 Onslaught is going to. But if you ever get the chance and you've got some love for some classic Euro G1 colorings and styles, these are really, really nice homage. Guys, I am facing the most powerful enemy any YouTuber can face, the algorithm, and I need your help to defeat him. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. Every time you do, we attack that algorithm and we drive it back until it can no longer defeat this channel. Thank you very much.